Talisman. I love this card. This is probably going to be my #1 overperforming, like, uncommon, like, probably the #1 overperforming card in general for me. The rares, I mean, there's definitely better cards, but they're cards that I feel like performed as well as I expected, or, you know, slightly above or below. This Talisman is way better than I thought. Definitely happy to play that. And what is my favorite deck to play with it is the question. This pack is very underwhelming for me. There's one uncommon missing. The cards that stick out the most to me are Soul Knife Spy and Valor Singer and Basilisk. I think they're all kind of on par-ish. Talisman works really well with like Goblin Generation. Plus this is like the sack deck opener. So if all of these things are equal, I think we would prefer to go this way. I don't remember seeing any good red cards in that last pack, removal-wise. So yeah, we'll go with the Singer. Puts us in a deck we would prefer to be in, I suppose. Priest of Ancient Lore and Fireball are the two cards that stick out to me here. Just take the Fireball. Price of Loyalty! Let's go! Alright, we're doing the damn thing. I don't even know what else is in the rest of the pack, but we're in red. Pick 4, Price of Loyalty. I'm in. Thieves' Tools is pretty good with some of these things. Not excited about what I'm seeing here in black. Red seems reasonably open, but... Alright. We have the Fangblade and the Hobgoblin. Both are very good. Hobgoblin has definitely overperformed, and so is the Shambling Geist. But we don't have any of the ghouls yet, so I'm fine not to take the Geist. I think Hobgoblin is probably... It's hard to say. I think this is definitely better in like the red-green. I don't know how it will perform in the red-black. But with Talisman, First Strike is pretty spicy. Why am I so awesome? I don't know. My mommy made me this way, I think. It's a bit tougher here. I'll take the solid 2. We don't have any 2s yet. Second, Price of Loyalty. So this is open. This is pick 7. So this is not the person to my left, but the person next to them. And nobody has taken it. So that's a really good sign that we are the only person in this deck. So we just gotta find some ghouls and some of the 2-mana sack spells. Sellsword, this thing is kind of meh, but this thing, it deals 1 damage. This thing with the Talisman is pretty busted. But Sellsword is not good, but it's fine, especially in this archetype when you have possible possible treasures in these colors. Take the rare. We're just not likely to play the Goblin, I don't think. If we end up with another Talisman, I'd be happy to play it, but... Beholder, we have no top end yet, so this is an okay card. Likely not to run any of those last 3 cards. We're still in pack 1. We have double Price of Loyalty, no sack outlets. We have a Thieves' Tools and a Talisman. Fireball. Our deck feels pretty strong. Like, our quality of playables is pretty good. I'm happy about it. We just need to find some solid sack outlets. So this rare fits in really well with our archetype, right? Making treasures. This rare is fine. I like the Shambling Goblins, Swarming Goblins too. I would love to play that card, but there's too many treasure payoffs, I think, for us to not run this. Huh. Fuck. So do we take our sack outlet or do we take this? This card is kind of cute, but I feel like it's too slow. I don't know how much I actually like this card. It's a pretty cool late game mana sink, but do you guys think we're gonna find more Shambling Ghouls? Pack 1, we didn't see any, but I feel like nobody's in our Price of Loyalty deck, so maybe we can find it. We're in the main account, so Mythic is, you know, extra gems, but I think Shambling Ghoul might be correct for us. I'm gonna be greedy and hope that we can get both. Black Dragon is very good. I like this Horde Robber a bunch, but I'm happy with the Black Dragon at the top. Get rid of the Beholder. Hopefully we wheel one of these. Is there any benefit to having multiple accounts? There is, yeah. I actually have several YouTube videos that talk about it if you want to check them out. Give you all the details. We might play a Manticore. Where are those late last minute sack outlets? Wow, I want so many things here, guys. I want the Barbarian. I want the Robber. I want the Drop. I don't want to have to choose. We don't have that much removal. I feel like we probably take Drop here. I'm pretty sad about it though. I hope we can get those things. There was a Robber in our pack 1 or pick 1 or pick 2 here, so maybe one of those comes around. Probably not playing any of these. Second Thieves Tools, unlikely. We have Black Dragon already, so probably not running Cult Elemental. Take this random 5-drop Mana Sink. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much. Horde Robber enables a lot of our deck. Still no sack outlets. A solid 4 over the Geist. We're definitely open. Like this Grim Wanderer, I don't know why this is in the pack. That was pick 10. Main Death. Don't think we're gonna play it, but wow, the Robber Wield feels good. Okay, we've seen 0 sack outlet spells. We've seen 1 Ghoul. This is our second Ghoul, but we're not gonna take it over the Regent, right? Where is the 2-mana sack spell? I have no idea. We might just not play the Price of Loyalties. We've seen 1, this is only our second, but it's so hard to take it over this. Ah, yes, thank you, the best one. Deadly Dispute, this is the one I was talking about that I would really like to wheel around. Please, second one of those. That's kind of crazy. Do we take a 3rd Steel Spell? With no sack outlets? With 1? Or do we just take a solid 2? We have 3 2-drops that we want to run. And a 1-drop. Like, Fangblade might be better. If we don't see 1 more sack outlet, we'll be really sad, but we're gonna... Oh, there's 1. Yay! We'll take it. We'll take it! So we've got 2 sack outlets, 1 permanent, 1 temporary. Second Talisman? For how open our colors are, for how open black is, I'm really, really surprised we didn't wheel any of those ghouls. I will probably run that. Shambling Goblin with double Reaper's Talisman. The Goblin is pretty good. I'll take another Goblin. Barbarian is a good pickup here, late. And a second Dispute. Thank you. Much appreciated. Wheels this anyway. Wow, deck really kind of came together here. Fast picks. We're in the right colors. We didn't exactly get rewarded, but we were, you know, we got some good stuff. All right, I'm gonna get rid of Warlock class just because we have 2 Paladins. Bane Death, we're gonna keep the Disputes, we're gonna keep the Robbers, keep those. Blazendorf gone. 3 sack outlets, 3 steel spells is fine. Sellsword is bad. This is bad. Okay, here we go. So that is like the base easy cuts. The rest is fine. Crazy Irish, I don't think it is avoided. I've run it in several decks, but it's not going to be as good as most of the 6-drops. So the 6-drop slot is really tight in that you can only really fit a few of them, like, you know, 6 plus. You really don't want more than 2. So, you know, I usually only like to have like 1. So it's not that it's avoided, it's just that it's not as good as most. It's also, you know, the menace ability, you've got to have a pretty heavy creature deck, and a lot of black decks, you know, blue-black control, don't have quite as many. They have, you know, lower creature counts typically, so the menace is kind of minimal. You're not gonna like get a lethal swing out of that oftentimes if you only have like 1 dude on the board. And then the enchantment is good with rogue classes and sleeps and stuff, so it's definitely comes in handy, but I think it's a little bit more sideboardy. I would rather have a black dragon at the top. So I was saying I really like the Manticore with the 2 robbers. I don't think Hobgoblin works quite as well with this. We want to keep our creature count high to Talisman, but we have double Goblin, probably not Eye of the Beholder. Plundering Barbarian I like, Drop I like. Wonder... 3 sack outlets, 1 permanent, and then 3 prices of loyalty. Seems fine. We might want to cut like 1 shambling goblin, or maybe it's a skeleton. We have some treasure generators, so I'm not too worried about, you know, 4 5-drops and an 7-drop. So what is left? The Deadly Disputes are kind of like chunking up a lot of space. Maybe the Tools is a little bit unnecessary. Tools is a good card, but you know, we're gonna just try to steal and remove everything anyway. The Westgate Regent and the Lich are both fine. Not really sure how I feel about the Lich. When people have played it against me, it didn't really feel very good. And I definitely have a pretty high win rate against my opponents playing it, but what do you guys think the last 2 cuts are? It could be like 1 price of loyalty and a Lightfoot Rogue are possibly the best. Because we have Paladin, so that puts us at 4 2-drops or lower. 4 1 and 2-drops, which is fine. Cut the 2 Talismans? No, those cards are good. You cray. Honestly, I think it might be this. This card is just funky. It's a good late game mana sink, but yeah, Manticore is something I'm never super excited about, but with a double Horde Robber, I kind of like it. Because they can like bounce it with their 2/3s and stuff, and then we get them. Kind of like clears the way for Robber. We also have like double Shambling Skeleton, the Cutthroat Merchant. So we do have a lot of things. For me, it's like Price, Manticore, Skeleton. Looks like we have 2 votes for Manticore. Okay, we'll do that. We'll give it a try. Mana base is right. 9/8, double red. We definitely want a lot more black, but I don't think we want 10/7 quite yet. Take out a Deadly Dispute. Well, that's the sack outlet for our prices. So if we take out disputes, we got to take out the prices. The deck is kind of built around dispute at this point, unfortunately. Only 2 red. 1 goblin. The reason we keep the goblins, I think, is because we have so much treasure generation that we could pretty easily cast them, like on 4-ish. And we've got double talisman, making the 1/1s from the goblin generation a lot better. If we had 1 talisman, I would probably agree with you, but with 2 talismans, whew, a couple of small extra bodies to throw away is going to be big game. Talisman on Robber is so good. So good. Forest, Forest Island. You got it, friend. Now we're just winning this race. Who's ready to go back to spoiler season? I never pay any attention to spoiler season, to be honest. Great. Honestly, this is kind of a race I welcome. I definitely don't need treasure generation. And they don't have a ton of artifacts. So, pretty happy to just destroy their artifact. Do you think free mulligan and brawl would make this game better? I mean, it should average out to everybody, right? And knowing when to mulligan and when not to mulligan is kind of a, like, a skill set. So, I would say no. Oh, all of the flood. Oh, I didn't. Oh, poop. Works out the same, but I just don't gain the life, which is worse. Shouldn't have attacked with this. Didn't mean to. I should be at 20. So we have 3 steal spells. So, like, I'm tempted to sack it in response and draw 2. But I know we'll draw a steal spell and I'll be really sad. But I think that's okay. We have 2 more sack outlets. And at this point, they're at 11. We're flooding out pretty dang hard, though. We've drawn 5 spells. 5, 6, 7, 8 land. We have another talisman too, so that'll be really good. Based on the cards I've drafted, that's good. Scry. I like Scry a lot. That's fine. We want the sack outlets. We can't really not have them. But if we ever draw the skull port, all of these extra treasures will come in handy. Good old 2-for-1. That's a problem. So the good news here is if we choose to sacrifice, we might actually just be able to kill them. So like if we so we've got 25 cards left. A steal spell at this point, we don't need a sack outlet because it just kills them. So we go here, pay with treasure to pump it up, and then kill them with their own dragon. Yeah. At that point, I don't think we need to hold the steal spell. We've got, you know, 3 out of 20 and double draw to hit the sack, or to hit the steal spell, and then even if we miss it, we're just getting that much closer to it. You know, we're not in trouble of dying anytime soon. If we hit the third sack outlet, we can sack the rest of the treasures. If we hit Talisman, we can attack with our creature with Talisman and drain. So that's, you know, a feasible option too. That was not bad for a mulligan hand either, guys. We take those, most certainly. We can make a treasure token. I don't really need it right now. Tron's a little rude, don't you think? Against these colors, I'm kind of tempted to keep it. You have Menace, right? Great. We're gonna take a bit of a beating here. My day is going well, thanks for asking. Just hanging out. Lie. Okay. So we need a sack outlet. We've got 3 in the deck. Wait a minute. Is this a sack outlet? This might actually be a sack outlet. Where is there a way to find what the damn things do? Where are the adventures? Fudgesicles. Ow, I just hit my arm. What does the adventures do, guys? AFR. Card list. There's no... I could have swore one of them was unless you sacrifice another thing. Each player loses 2 life unless they discard a card. Each player loses 2 life unless they sacrifice an artifact, a creature, or a land. So Tomb of Annihilation has a possible sack outlet, but it's pretty deep, is the problem. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, Venture. So if we drop this, then they can't do it. And this gets us a little closer to a sack outlet, right? If we go one more by casting the Lich, the next turn we can Lich and Loyalty in the same turn, which is a bonus sack outlet. I mean, I guess we're just gonna do this. We still need to Lich one time before this is a viable option. We have enough mana to do it. You Lich into Grim? Well, Lich doesn't... It just returns back to my hand. It doesn't actually, like, go away. Wait a minute. Creature. Oh, the other creature died. That's what happened. I was like, I shouldn't be able to cast this. This is fine. Doesn't hold open Deadly Dispute, but it's an extra body. Do we Grim? I don't think we Grim. I think we Price of Loyalty. And then I'm gonna cast this. And save our dispute. Because we can dispute like a number of things, right? We can dispute like the sleep creature, the containment creature, whatever creature. GG's. That's a cute little built-in sack outlet. I mean, it's a little harder to get to be sure, but... it's cute. It's certainly cute, because that sack outlet also punishes them. It makes them lose life or also have to, like, you know, discard or sacrifice or something. I had my doubts. Now I know I was wrong. About the Mythic? I mean, I don't love the Mythic. It was actually one of the cards I was considered cutting. It's a great late game mana sink if you know, have the time. I would rather lose this than the Cutthroat. I feel like a Dragonfire is gonna kill me here. Maybe not. Great. Thieves' Tools, okay. I see you. They don't have enough for Manticore, so this is okay. What is this? +3, +1? Or just awkwardness? I guess this feels like just awkwardness. We don't care about the Thieves' Tools right now. This is fine. Okay. I like 2-for-1s. Do you guys like 2-for-1s? I'm a fan of them. Scry. I love a talisman. Yes, yes I do. I don't think we need to bother with the Thieves' Tools. Not so long as they don't have anything on board. Now we also have enough mana for the Price of Loyalty. If they play something annoying, we should just kill them. We have enough for the sack outlet too. Damn, what a beating. What a savage fucking beating. We're on the draw. We have some treasure generation, but I don't think it's enough. I think I will still mulligan once. Oof. Okay. Okay. Mold 5, not ideal. This is going to be an uphill battle. Even when I know you're going to lose, I still believe in you. Oh, that's nice. We can still make this work, guys. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay, I should have gotten rid of a swamp. Oh, they're stuck on land? Oh boy. Come on, baby. All right, that's what I'm talking about. This is pretty good. Even better. I have enough mana for the steel sack outlet, so I think I'm gonna just try to draw with this treasure. Got him. Mold of 5s don't mean shit. I'm just kidding, they're really bad. Try not to do it. But it's fine. Why not dispute there? Because what if they remove the merchant and then I top deck one of our other 2 steel spells? Merchant dies pretty easily. Also, dispute can sack treasures if it dies, so you still have a little bit more outs there. The power of yoink. Yeah, pretty much. Now, Swarming Goblin looks real good to finish this game, right? Even if they do manage to stabilize, Swarming Goblin Reaper is just so good. Counterspell here would suck, but I think that's okay. think I do want to do this. If we get another steal spell, it doesn't matter if we have a sack outlet because they're already so low, and we've got Talisman on board, so I'm pretty fine with that. Although I could have let it resolve and play the Wanderer, but then we wouldn't draw 2 cards, so... Goblin shipping time? Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's kind of why we kept them in the deck. Like, they take 3 a turn or whatever now. They kind of have to block with the Golem, which is a huge trade up. Allows us to cast this. And this. Suit up. Rounded up. Impressive. If they attack me here, we have a couple of outs. We have 2 steal spells, a fireball. We have quite a few options. They have to block. We drain 2. Lets us play the Grim Wanderer. Oh shit. Well, maybe we don't attack. We no longer have Death Touch. But it does drain. Yeah, maybe I don't care that much. And they could choose not to block, but we still drain. And if they block, we can play this, which is a wash because we couldn't play it otherwise. Fireball's a pretty good out. Steel spells are good outs. I'm not sure, High Roller. I don't really play much in the way of Historic. Sorry, wish I could help. We've drawn a lot of lands. Like a lot. 4, 5, 6, 7 spells to 10, 11, 12 lands. Okay. So even if they find removal, we still have 2 sacks, a fireball. All right. Was that the mulligan to 5 or was the previous one the mull to 5? I don't even know. Fair amount of mulligans, but our deck is very consistent. It's running super smooth. Even when we flood out, like the double talismans is just crushing. Hopefully whatever they play we could drop. So stealing does not work here. Because we are still short one. But if I make a treasure here, stealing it taps. That's true, but then they could just gain life and get it back. I don't want that. Next turn we have enough mana because we can steal, attack with a robber, make a treasure, and have enough. We'll be fine here. No blocks. Oh, well now we need to hit a land in order to do it, but... yeah, we can't do it now. Because they could just block the robber. Missing my land drops is getting really bad here. Treasure token. We're gonna take a bit of a beating, but hopefully we can kind of go off here. I mean, they could always fight it, right? So that's not necessarily winning the game. It's kind of a bad race for us if we play this and then they fight spell, discard a land or something. So I like removing this tree, progressing our board, drawing, getting out of this mana hole here. That's basically the turn we've been setting up for, to just like establish board control. And the way we do that is by removing their like threat and drawing and creating more mana. Sometimes playing your bombs too soon is just not ideal. It would return tapped, but when you're playing this card, you have to assume that your opponents have multiple cards that untap it, and they would have just untapped it with this, or they would untap it now. So I don't know that that's necessarily a great play. So if I pay 1 to Talisman, we gives us, okay, so then if they don't block the Talisman, we get a little bit more mana. This gives us 5 mana if they don't block here. I'm assuming there's a fight spell happening, which I'm not a huge fan of. But I don't want them to fight this. And the Hunt the Weak does kill this. There it is. There it is. Okay. No blocks. We're going to take 5 next turn. And now we're looking pretty good as far as possible attacks and such. I'm wondering if I want to drop here, though. Find a scry. Slows down the beats. We have we have a fair amount of 5s. I would like a sack outlet first, or even another mana to just kind of unchunk some stuff here. We are pretty safe now to play the Westgate Regent now that they've played this Hunter's Mark we've been playing around for like a while. That card's a problem. Oh boy, that thing's gonna get huge. It's only a 5/5, I guess. So we have 2 sack outlets. That's not one of them, but it certainly helps. I'm gonna do this before they have a chance to pump. Lucky. We can get back out of this with Talisman. We're just too blocked up on mana here. If things get really hairy, I guess we could Shepherd. Steal the Shepherd. Which I don't like. Gross. I guess this is more likely to be able to block that with the goblins. It does gain trample. Rip. Just too slow. Too land screwed. We could never really like break out. We couldn't play a bunch. We could never play more than one spell or equip and play a spell. It's just too tough. We would be doing really well there without that hunt. because we could have made a treasure token, drained for 2 life, but spending my entire turn playing Talisman to suit up to have my creature removed was what turned the tide in that game for sure. Whoa, 10 gifted subs! Thank you so much! Steve, we got 2 adventure rolls for you after this game. Tripling our subs for the day so far. Thank you! Hell yeah, that's amazing. Okay, that's enough lands, thank you. Wow, fun magic. Four lands on the draw with all your colors? I don't think that's super greedy. We have a really good curve. These cards worked very well together. I could have maybe light-footed and suited up Valor as well as an option. 4, 5. Next turn we can actually play Goblin and suit up, and that would be really good value. And the Talisman really helps us race here as well, which I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, Titchwillow is a beating long term, I agree. both the low ends there. Feels bad. We're just offering them basically really bad trades. Which is good for us. They're splashing their own talisman. That's interesting. Do we win next turn? I don't think so. They block 2 of the biggest things. They take 8, 9, 10, 11. It's not quite good enough. Right. Now, because this won't drain if we alpha, but it gets them really close to dead, which is nice. But I think we still probably do it, to be honest. Oh, actually with the Valor, maybe it's good enough. And the trample. I don't actually know. I didn't do the math on it. But they're gonna have to sack both of these for sure. They have to chump them, which puts us in a really good spot next turn, and then Reaper just kills them. Feels good. Also, stealing these two makes the other thing fall off. Well, that helps. They have to give me one of these, which is great. Otherwise, they just die. Now, they can suit up their own talisman and attack. But if they do, they only go to 4, and it really, like, you know, decreases the amount of stuff on the board. But I think they have to do it. Was that lethal? I don't think so, because we didn't have 2 of the creatures, right? So we had 3 creatures. It doesn't drain when you attack with more things. Attacks all forced 2 damage minus extra. I don't know what that exactly entails. We're 1 mana short of being able to equip, which is a little sad. If we suit up, we don't really do much. But we have lethal with just killing the basilisk. Because they don't gain life on this way. We can't just babble our way to win. Babble. Yeah, the talisman, that's a thing that a lot of people have been pointing out. They're like, just talisman and drain 2 attack for everything. But like, that doesn't work. But it is something that a lot of people think happen. The death touch happens automatically, and then the drain happens if you're only attacking with it. This would be a lot better on the draw, but we're going to keep it. Or on the play, I mean. What is my podcast? So I just recently became one of the co-hosts for Magic Mike's. Wrong one. Great. I don't mind that at all. So if I hit any land, we can actually steal Dispute this turn because we'll make a treasure from the robber. Oh, we can't, because we need red. We need, yeah, I'm 1 off of making a treasure token. It's a fine trade up. I was hoping they wouldn't trade, because I really want the treasure token. But we have enough now. As soon as we draw a red source, as soon as we hit a red land, we're back in business. Hell yeah, check out that OnlyFans. Fine. It is safe for work. Go ahead and click on it. Depends on where you work. Dragon's Fire would suck. No! Now that's just rude. Could have replayed this, but I'm bad. I think he said that, Harkalark, you was saying I have to ask if it's safe for work with OnlyFans. Promise you guys, it's the hottest place to spend, $5. And this month, my goal is to raise $150 for Extra Life so we can get the sweet Extra Life dice for our adventure rolls. I'm excited. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm probably just going to donate $150 myself. Yeah, and if you contribute to the OnlyFans, it's a write-off. That is true. Agreed, Harkalark. It is a very good card. I think I just want to make a treasure, to be honest. And then next turn we can do this. And then on turn 4, we'll have enough. Although he makes his own treasure. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What if they steal my steel? Oh, no. That's bad. I don't want to play the cutthroat. This looks like a mirror match to me. But if I steal their sack outlet... Fudge sickles. Alright, just don't have it for a turn. Just don't have it one turn. Come on. No. Okay, so I like dragoning it actually more than I like well, I kind of want to draw too. I don't actually know that I care that much about the damage. Okay. Hulking Bugbear. First time we've seen that art. A lot of damage. We get to drain a little here. We kill it. Then we're not draining. I'm scared of a sack spell, so I really want to drain as soon as I can. They don't have treasure though, so worst case scenario, we're taking 4. Oh shit. I need to drain. And now we can sack our own thing in response. I'm also going to put this on the cutthroat, so that way if they do decide to steal it, we're okay. If they had sack, they would have already used it? Question? Well, I mean, there's a really weird thing when you're at 5 and they get to draw a card every turn, that they could find one. My sack decks have usually 3 or 4, so... What is the odds if... I was gonna look at the battlefield. Damn it. So yeah, they've got 20 cards in their deck and they've got 4 steal spells. Like, what are the odds that they draw one? It's pretty high. But pretty easy 7 win. Even the games we mulliganed into oblivion, we still managed to get there on most of them. 4 out of 20 is more than 10%. 20%, right? Yay, prizes! 700 extra gems, which is awesome.
I'd like to give a special thank you to those of you who have signed up for our Patreon. I couldn't make this content without you. Also to Cool Stuff Inc. and KMC Sleeves for supporting the channel as well. Definitely check them out and use our discount codes to support the channel.